welcome back to a brand new episode of Motogp 24 Career Mode. Today we are off to Germany, to Dresden, for Saxony. A track historically goes well on a Honda. Maybe if your name is Mark Marquez, but today we're going to try our best. I have a little sneaky suspicion we're going to see some weather. So I'm not too sure how. Are we better in the dry? Are we better in the rain? We haven't had a wet race really for a while, so I'm actually quite interested to see if we can maybe get some weather. Now, again, it's kind of forecasted. I'm not too sure. A lot of these things are forecasted on the Thursday before the race weekend, and then by the time we get to Saturday or Sunday, it's like way off. So we mightn't get anything, but maybe. We'll see. Anyway, it's time to go to Germany for the German GP. Let's jump in. Just quickly, guys, if you do enjoy today's video, if you wouldn't mind, let me know with either a like or a comment, and maybe even consider subscribing for future videos. Thanks. Back to the video. So at the end of practice, we have done quite well to be inside the top 10 directly through into Q2 for tomorrow morning session. Martin tops at 18.8. Pecco's the only other man in the 18s. To be honest, 18s out of my grasp. Weekend started off a bit on the edge. I was barely faster than the rest of Hondas. Got back into the box myself and the crew chief, worked a bit of magic, and immediately went and set a 19.6. So put me comfortably into the top 10 for tomorrow. And yeah, it's going to be a difficult track to overtake. On this lap I had not traffic, but I had people up the road and caught them at the end of this lap. Then the next lap was gone because I couldn't pass them, and it was a real struggle. So we're gonna have to really risk everything in qualifying tomorrow morning, so that for the sprint, which looks to be wet, can't confirm it yet, but we're potentially going to have a wet sprint. And for the main race, well, we'll just need a good start, because you just want to be away with the boys at the front clean and just not getting caught up in it, because it's not a track where the rider can make the difference to make his way back through. It is a particular track is Saxony. So let's jump to qualifying now. Top 6 would be good. Again, I'm looking for points in sprint and in the main race, which is top 10s. Again, if we can be around 6th to 8th on the grid, like really we shouldn't be ahead of Frankie Morbidelli. Yeah, there's a couple of people I'm looking out for that I imagine when a push comes to shove on a qualifying lap, they'll probably outdo my Honda. But yeah, let's see how we go. So unfortunately, everyone seems to have improved. I actually have gone slower on qualifying 2 than I did in free practice 1 yesterday. So it's a bit alarming. Did not have the feelings that I did yesterday. The bike isn't turning at all for me. First crack of the throttle, the front is just going immediately, and I can't get the rear to use the bike to steer. The less traction I use, the more weed I have. I'm having a lot of bother at the moment with a lot of things, so I might need to try something radical for the race, because I was behind Frankie Morbidelli in a lot of the long hanging corners, and I cannot keep with them in the middle of the corner. I just cannot turn the bike anymore. So it's a bit of an interesting one, because that's usually not something I have. It's usually I'm way better to the corners, and it's stopping and starting where I'm losing out. But I actually feel pretty good maybe into the heavy braking zones a couple of times that I get to use the skill on the braking. But at the moment, it is a bit of a worrying one that we're that far off, considering it looked like we're having a better weekend. But still, top Honda into Q2 directly, which is great, even though it's going to be 12th on the grid. But it is a Honda at the end of the day. So it is wet for the sprint, as we did think it would be. Our wet running on this bike is limited. Judging by the characteristics of this bike, we're not probably going to be amazingly quick. I'm still going to try my best and see if we can put a result. Usually in the rain, it can just take the limiter of the bike out of the way and leave the rider to perform. So hopefully we get a good start and get away with the top 10, and then we'll just see how it goes. It's actually a long enough race around here because it's just a short lap. But yeah, in the rain, it's going to be difficult because there's a lot of places you can catch out easily at this track in the rain. So we'll see.
After clinching another great pole, Martin will start from top spot. A few moments more and we'll see the race.
It's a decent start, to be fair. That's another Honda showing his wheel. We're going to snake our way down the inside, picking up 1 or 2 Ducatis. And hold around the outside. We are up a couple of positions. This is a very good start. That's Maverick, I believe, or it's Alacia ahead of me. One of them. Oh, Alacia's on the outside. That is Maverick in my direct view. Oh, we're being turned in on. But we have got the position done. Let's see if we can capitalise early. A lap here for the sprint. These long hanging corners in a dry where I just feel like I'm losing so much time. Good run here on Vinales. Oh, he releases the brake on the outside. We are going to just run him out of the racing line. A rider at Sachsenring in the wet you wouldn't think would be this low down is Mark Marquez down in P6. Touch deep into the final corner. Easily done. So after a couple laps, it's immediately obvious that we're gaining everything on corner entry, straight line braking, and through the long corners we are losing a lot of time. I can't twist the throttle and turn it anymore, so I'm trying to V these long corners off, which, as you can see, isn't doing anything for me. You can see that as we enter this one here, just pull a couple of tenths, or bike lengths should I say, back. But it's very difficult to keep doing this all race and not get caught out once or twice. Getting a bit frustrated. I'm sitting behind these guys. So much of the track. There's nothing I can do. Starting to risk a bit more on the throttle, risk a bit more on the snap at the direction just to see can I make something happen, but it's unlikely at the moment because I'm just being rolled away from in these long corners. Close I've been. Definitely faster down the waterfall. I'm just too far back again. Yeah, thought better of it. I wanted to look into Saxon curve, but it wasn't really there for the move. And that's the best we've been so far, so that's slightly annoying. Shows that even if we get it pretty well, it's going to be a tough overtake. Again, into turn one, you'll see here in a sec. Just pulled away massively, and we'll pull back in tightly on the brakes. We naturally always will pull back up to the rider in front. That is Binder in front, I believe, going very wide. Been having some front end moments in front, so shows that these guys are pushing us on. We're all making minor mistakes. Like this line every time through Omega. Which just doesn't really give me any opportunity. I'm getting better through these parts of the track, but where I need to overtake, I'm still just lacking a small bit. I turn underneath Marquez. Unlikely. Both movement to Marquez. Going to try something. Hopefully he gives us the space. He does turn in quite aggressively. See, the front end of that GP23 was twitching. He knew we were there. He just risked a bit more just to keep us behind. Gonna go tight again. He's gonna make us go the long, long way around. Oh, and this time Vinales, no, didn't need to leave the door open that much. I'm trying to sneak our way back through as we do, but he's going to be able to turn nicely underneath me, I'd imagine. Like that. He's gone a bit too aggressive, surely with a short shift, and we'll get back underneath him. Fairness, Maverick is making hard work of this overtake, but we managed to hold on to it. Good thing is we're pretty much right back with them again, so it shows probably been held up even as small, but now just don't have anywhere to overtake these guys. Much better run. Alright, because again, wants to try and lean on me, we're going to just push him wide. Lever him off the racing line. Now we have two RC16s in front of Acosta and Binder. Binder's wide. It's the last lap now. We need to make an attempt. Acosta's going around the outside. Binder's been wide a few times in here. He is again, so are we. It's going to be tight overtake to make it this part of the track. Lost the front of the curb there. It was very, very risky. Try and go my usual cut back, but not leave the Spanish rider behind this time. Into position. Costa's a bit slow mid-corner. Can we get anything? No, you can just see the Honda protesting as we try to get the power down. Have to be perfect through here. No way, can we get two of them? Gonna try it. Oh, Brad's leaning in. Hope as he's giving us space. I think Costa's gonna cut me back though. We've held the position for now. Oh, that's a dive from Acosta, in fairness to him. Can we cut him to the line? Unlikely. Anti-wheelie, doesn't do anything on his Honda. And in fairness, Acosta, the rookie beats the rookie.
Riders return to the pits. Let's take a look at the final results of this race.
Must say, as frustrating that race was, I actually enjoyed it. Just being just so close to him, not being able to pass, have to make it absolutely crystal clean when we made it through. The last lap was pretty good. The double overtake into Saxon curve was brilliant, but I was just slightly, maybe a little bit timid on the brakes into the last corner, because I know with being your trail braking uphill, it's very easy to make a mistake. I didn't want to throw away a P4. Unfortunately, Acosta, you could just see the difference of the bike as we picked it up and we enabled our right-hand device versus him. His sat down and the front went down and the bike drove, whereas I was up, trying to get the power down. So a big part of my time lost is out of that last corner, just being able to not get the drive down in dry or wet conditions. So I'd imagine we'll have similar issues in the main race, but I must say I enjoyed the wet race. The wet's always good, it adds a bit of an equalizer to everyone, and yeah, there's no way we should be that close to the top guys. So yeah, we'll see how the main race goes. I don't think P5 will be a realistic opportunity, but we'll see how it goes. So they've recommended medium for me. I'm just thinking all these left-handers, surely I won't want to go with a soft front. We are going to risk it the soft rear. I don't know if this medium's going to pay off or not. I feel like in the dry we're going to struggle more, so I think I should probably maybe not take as much of a gamble, maybe try and play it a bit safer, even though in my mind using the medium is more of a gamble, so I'm just trying something. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I need to get the good start and see again if we can maybe make something of it and stick in the group, because we did well in the wet to do that, but I just don't have outright speed in the dry where I could do with it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're going to try our best and go from there.
The Martinator proved himself as the pole man. We just have to see if he'll be able to dominate this race as well.
So again, dry conditions, not our friend when it comes to launching. We're already out of the points. So aggressive down into turn 1, that was a risk. The Honda's been in all sorts of shapes. Once again though, we're having moments with Ducatis at turn 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, look at us all up on the inside curb of Omega. Cut to the inside. Is that Miller in front of me? It is. Will he give us a space? Not really. No space being given by anyone on this opening lap. Oh, mistake from Digi. I have to capitalise into his last corner. Sleeve the brake off. No, in fairness, he's got close enough. Oh, the front went on the curb. That's going to be Miller through. Potentially Frankie. And look at that. Augusto Fernandez on the KTM. See what they did to me in the sprint. The KTM's out of the last corner. Go straight for the apex, and hopefully we can keep these two positions. Frankie and Augusto, we did. But yeah, already it feels like this is an uphill task in the dry. In the rain, there was places where I could make difference. In the dry, it's just a bit tougher, and I don't feel like if anywhere I'm stronger. Didn't feel that good down the waterfall in the dry straight off the bat in the first lap, and definitely not into Saxon curve. I wasn't as strong, so I have to see if people make mistakes, but We are catching back up to Miller nicely here, immediately after making the mistakes. Oh, someone's off into the gravel. Not too sure who that was. It was a red bike. It was either. As we get big mistake there. So, such a rhythm there. Just saw a bike pop off the screen. I still don't know who it was, but I believe... Do you know what? I believe it was Pekka Bagnaia, because he's not in top 3. It looked like the red of the factory Dukes. That would be huge for the championship if he's dropped the bike again, because he's dropped it a few times already this year. We are having a very, very dull race here. Oh, says that. It's slammed into the side of by a KTM. We'll slowly be dropping away from the KTMs in front into the hands of these guys. On faster most part of the track, the last corner, they pull so much time back. What did the bike do there? Look, the way it just turned across the tarmac. That was so strange. We'll fall back into P12. We're going to struggle here. Oh, Augusto right in front of me. So... just gets ahead of me, and that was a really awkward crash the way the bike fell. He kind of caught it, but wasn't able to, so we're back into P11. So we qualified 12th. We are now P11. I have nothing for Miller, Digia, and the guys in front of them, so gonna be consolidate, see if we can make positions from anyone else falling, but we're not really going to be doing anything else. Acosta's gotten a few warnings now. I wonder, is there a long lap penalty looming? See, we are much quicker than Frankie and Augusto. We were quicker before he crashed through all this part of the track. It's just the last corner. We're still quicker than most of them down here. It's just the last bit of the lap. They get out here beautifully, and the last corner, it's up the hill. Absolutely screw me to do. That's definitely 3 long laps for, or warnings for Acosta. Meaning he's at most 2 away from a penalty. I don't know what position he is in. I'm well aware he's ahead of me, but I don't know how far ahead, so that might be someone dropping back into the clutches. We were battling him obviously in the wet sprint. Hello, Frankie. Oh, Acosta, number 4. Max, no, it is. That's his 5th one. Long lap for Acosta. I believe the long lap is at turn 2, so, or turn 1. See if we push on this lap and maybe capitalise from him. Honestly, so far ahead, I don't think I'll even be able to see him do it. Oh, Vinales out of 2nd position. Not too sure where he's done it. Must be at the last corner. I think he's going to stay on ahead of me. Costing up to 3rd, which is long lapped up. He'll be taking it now any second, so we are way too far back, unfortunately. No, Vinales did not return to the track as we're now up to P10. And Acosta's still in P3, so he hasn't taken it. Or has he taken it and just got the warning still next to him? I'm not too sure, but we'll see. Keep an eye on Pedro in P3. So Acosta has dropped out of the top 3, so I imagine he has now taken it. Another rider who seems to be getting a lot of warnings led is the man in 3rd position, Mark Marquez. So he's another rider we need to keep an eye on, see if he gets a warning. Too many, but again, just like the Acosta one, I don't think at this point it even will matter too much to me. We're just too far back. We're just in one of those lonely races today where we're probably holding up Frankie in a lot of positions today, but just doing enough. Alongside comes Alex Marquez. We fight back around the outside of the brakes, and we're going to switch it to the inside. Oh, there's contact. And we're wide. It's going to leave Frankie a sniff. But he doesn't take it, so that's good. But that's probably going to be the last of Alex Marquez, I see. We are really clinging on to these positions here with about 5 laps to go. You can see now with someone in front of us might spring us into a bit of life. But you can see just the way he pulls out of all these corners. Just putting bike length there, bike length here into me. Just like in the sprint, we are keeping with someone when they are in front of me. But it's going to be an immense task to overtake someone at this point of the race. Taking different lines to Alex. Oh, he's out in the green! And into the gravel he goes. Track limits warning as well to help his aid. Oh, we've lost the front. That's going to be Frankie. No, he's nowhere near. I think having Alex in front of me just dropped my pace a small bit. And I did find a bit of time. And that now, I think we're going to have to deal with the GP24 now of Frankie Morbidelli as he's closing in. Oh, Frankie into the side of me, pushes me wide. Now we're back here with the Japanese manufacturers. Promising weekend it was after the results in Friday's practice. We're going to go straight for the apex. I think we're going to stay ahead of Zarko. Oh, just about. Zarko and Mir just behind me, so showing that for some reason the Honda is going better here, but I'm maybe not going as well as I would have hoped. Oh, VR46 rider of Bezeki. Oh, Mir's been collected as well, so the one time a Honda other than myself, that's two Hondas in the last corner, has crashed. Catching on the brakes. Oh, let's not drop it now. I don't think we can do anything with Fabio really, but it's been a very attritional race, this one. Not been the most interesting for my behalf. Sometimes you have these ones where you're just quicker than the guys in front, slower than the guys really far up in front of you, so you're just... Oh, we have a little skip and a hop there from the front, giving us one final warning just to let us know we're still in this race yet. It looks like it's going to be qualified 12th, finish 11th and 7th respectively in two races, so... Or 11th and 5th even. 5th in the up 7 positions is what I was thinking. But yeah, it's going to be an unfortunate one to end this one. It just was one of those weekends where it started better than it usually does and just didn't come back to me like it normally does. So, fortunately, maybe it's the wrong decision to go with the medium front in the main race, but it's a bit late now, I suppose. But we kind of I felt like just, if you look at how worn the left side of the front is, soft would have absolutely ate itself alive. But into the final corner we come for the final time. Going to be a rather disappointing 11th, but it shows how far we've come that P11 is disappointing.
While we wait for the cameras to take us to the Parc Ferme to meet the stars of the race, let's take a quick look at the final MotoGP standings.
So Jorge Martin absolutely wept the floor with everyone. Marquez managed himself on a podium in the main race, so fair play to Marquez. Pedro P4 again after a long lap. You would have felt he probably would have got the podium if he didn't have to take the long lap. That ruined his rhythm. Pecco finishes P14. He obviously was the crasher earlier in the race, and I can see a lot of people crashing out, including yeah, pretty much all the Hondas. So Zarco remounts his finish 16, just outside the points, and Taka ends the race with the fastest lap, which is ironic as always. But yeah, P11 not amazing. One of those weekends that just struggled in the main race. I felt actually quite confident after Friday. I just felt like everything was clicking with the bike and it felt good, and I just never had that feeling again, unfortunately. But in the championship, 150 points now. We have gotten 50 points more than our overall goal. We probably dropped a few points to Marquez realistically with his podium, even though we beat him in the sprint. So yeah, but we are closing in on Vinales for P4, and Pecco drops to P3. Bastianini up to second now. Pecco's 42 points off of Jorge Martin in P1. Bastianini is the closest with a 33 point deficit. So yeah, more work to do. So once again, we hit our points and get all our markers, so we get a nice reputation bonus. We're so close. Just 11,500 RP until we have champion status. So that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. The next race we are off to is Silverstone, the British Grand Prix. A track that I do like. It's very fast and flowing. I don't know if it's going to suit me overall. Just high speed, maybe Honda, good, bad, I don't know. It's going to be one of those weekends where we're probably going to it's probably going to be one of those races where the last 5 laps of the main race is where it starts to come to me, and that's where the weekend kind of kicks off, but it's just a bit too late. The carbon copy of most weekends and the exact opposite of this weekend. But yeah, we look forward to that in the next episode. But thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have enjoyed today. Let me know in a comment down below. Subscribe and for all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Slán go full.